Okay, honestly, we're gonna start speeding this up. I'm gonna go through it only if it's like if it like catches my eye or something like that. This just seems normal. Standing light attack, we're gonna increase the distance moved, so you're gonna increase the distance moved during the low. So, oh wow. Crouching heavy attack, distance move can now be changed with a back input. Interesting. So you can do like a short version or a long version of the 2M. That's an interesting change. Standing heavy, the distance can now be changed with a back input. Knockback can now be changed on block with a back input. They're just giving him more control of his moves. Crouching heavy, the distance can be changed. Okay, this is really nuanced. That's mastery. That's interesting. I don't really know how that's going to play out. I mean, you just have more control of your character. We got the shoulder shackle, reduce the recovery on ground, on whiff. Vegito's recovery isn't getting touched. If they're reducing recovery of other lariat, they're not touching his. They're just going to make other people's better and make zoning better. You're just going to continue to increase the power level of the game instead of lowering it. Dragon Flash Kiss, reduce the recovery on whiff. Reduce recovery for standing medium attack for Vegeta. Crouching, reduce recovery. So these are probably going to be safe on block, just like Super Saiyan Vegeta. Super Dash Kick, follow up 1, reduce the hit stop, run to 10. Mid-air version is going to be faster, adjusted the movement. Bang attack, increase damage. See us increase the damage. Okay, so I mean this is actually pretty negligible. They didn't do much to him. They didn't touch his key blast or his core. I don't think his core game plan has been touched. And depending on who you ask, that could be a good thing or a bad thing. They didn't make Big Bang attack any faster. I mean, at least he can cancel into 2H and such. But I don't think Vegeta's pretty unchanged. So it's going to depend on how the rest of the game is looking like. And that's how we're going to know where Vegeta stands. But that's yeah, he's pretty unchanged. Increase the distance move during an attack. It already goes full screen. His crouching medium already goes full screen. So now it just always goes full screen. Standing unique attack, it can be performed 2 times in one combo. I'm curious how that's like gonna work, because it's not like he can cancel into it or something like that. Or twice in a combo. Crouching attack, heavy attack, or unique attack can now be performed on whiff. That's good for him. That means he doesn't, there's less time between him popping the orb and shooting it. So it's just making a 2-step neutral faster, because now there's going to be more respect. That's a good change. You're going to have to respect the orb pressure more. You can do more with it. Spirits of Destruction sped up the attack. They buffed his game plan, putting up the orbs and stuff. I would have wanted to see something like that for Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, impacting his game plan somehow. Goku Black, crouching heavy attack is sped up to start up. It's already 2H of the gods and they made it better. A standing heavy attack to projectile now launches on block? What does this even mean? So you block it and another one comes at you? I gotta see this. I don't know what this means, but this sounds like it's a Broly Key Blast. So the fact that if he gets another one at all, his zoning might be really good. If you do the fast one, okay. See, this is something I want to change to. Let's talk about Goku Black. A projectile is launched on block? It depends on if it's the slow one or if it's just like another fast one. It just says another one, so maybe it's just whatever you shot. That's super interesting. So if he's doing the slow one and he runs, another one's going to get launched even though he's running? That sounds so weird. What is that going to look like? I got to see what that looks like. God Slicer added invincibility to grunt attacks on the grounded version. Goku Black has an anti-air, ladies and gentlemen. Change where the character appears. Less recovery on the heavy version. The Super Dash change. That's interesting. So you use this one to get in, and this is an anti-air. And this is also an anti-air. That's good for him because you can, right now you can super dash it in order to beat it. They'll force Goku Black. It gives him a reason to be more grounded. The reason why people jump so much with him is because his lariats aren't the best. But in this situation, if you're looking for a jump attack or something like that, you're going to smoke people. That's really good for him. This is to be continued. We need to see what this looks like in-game. Android 21, sending heavy attack, reduce recovery. That's so weird. Crouching heavy, reduce recovery. So you can whiff it more, adjust it to make it easier for the opponent to escape a string. So they don't want you frame trapping with it, but they reduce the recovery? Is this supposed to be increased recovery? I don't understand. Light ball can be super canceled with super dash. Right now you can only cancel the EX ball. You can't cancel light ball. So you might be able to confirm with this. Increase the recovery after attack hits. Sweet Tooth, excellent full course. Did they nerf her Oki? Reduce the frame advantage? This seems irrelevant. I don't understand how these two things interact. Sweet Tooth and excellent full course. Oh, wow. This is like the reason I play the character. I mean, she still gets the steals, but she's just not going to get a mix-up anymore. Oh man. Increase the recovery, reduce the frame advantage. That is brutal, bro. It's gone. If they did it for hers, they had to have done it to Vegito's. Hers was better though, for sure, because her risk versus reward was unchanged. You might not be able to get a cross up, but you might still be able to get a high low. The cross up was stopping them from reflecting. I mean, her zoning is still the same, and her zoning actually just got buffed. But dang, that was ruling the character for sure. Bardock, they sped up the attack again. It's already 6 frames, bro. It's already 6 frames. What? Is it like a 3-frame button now? A 4-frame, 5-frame button? He's already beating you in Clash, but now you can't even clash with him anymore. He's just winning the Clash every single time. They reduce the recovery of the unique attack. Okay, so it's Ki Blast. Already fast. They made Bardock's auto combo better. It's like Gogeta now. The third hit is an anti-air. Oh my goodness. The return of Bardock auto combo, man. We were about to be mashing it. I mean, they're making people mash it, which means you're going to be able to whiff punish it more. They have a reason to do the whole string on whiff and neutral. So, Broly, what y'all do to my boy? The startup? Okay. Adjusted the movement speed. Changed to make it harder to use in screens. And it's... Increase the recovery? No! Increase the knockback on block for the fully charged version. Okay. So you might be safe if you fully charge it. They increase the recovery. No! Broly nerfs. My goodness. The Ki Blast is more recovery. Crouching light attack, reduced recovery. It might be -1 or 0 on block now. Jumping light attack, increase the startup. Standing medium, adjusted movement speed. So it's slower? It's already so slow. No. Because of this change, now you really need to get barrier up. But you can still make it shoot upwards. You can still make it shoot downwards. It's still a chain Ki Blast and all that. Broly's still fine. This is what hurts. This is easily the thing that hurts. Increase recovery, but not startup. Just recovery. So you could whiff punish him. You could punish him for using it easier, but the startup is still the same. Vegito. They didn't touch Vegito's Oki? Oh, well, everybody's playing Vegito now. Increase recovery, standing medium attack, increase recovery. Yes, sir. Thank you. That's all we needed. That's all we needed. We just needed some increased recovery. Sped up the startup. That's fair. Crouching, sped up the startup. That's fair. Spiral heal, increased damage scaling. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I think they mixed some of these up because it's saying make it more viable, but they increase the damage scaling. These don't match. Ignore this. Increase recovery. That's all we can ask for. Now you just can't whiff 2 and get full screen anymore. Depending on how much recovery, as long as we can punish it with like a super dash or something, he would legit, you would jump over his crouching medium. I can't believe they didn't touch his Oki, dog. Y'all telling me y'all go nerf 21, but Vegito keeps his? I mean, Vegito spends 4 bars. That's probably the justification. Vegito spends 4 bars to get his, and the risk versus reward isn't even as good. 21, her risk versus reward is unchanged on the left, right, on the low, all of it. It's unchanged. You get the same reward for all of those hits. So, I mean, it's better. But they didn't touch Vegito A. She's fine. Like, they actually buffed her zoning, but they nerfed her Oki. But yeah, her risk versus reward is good. That's why they nerfed hers. Vegito gets to keep his, and they didn't touch Vegito A. They didn't touch it. Vegito A is fine. It's in the game still. It's fine. They didn't touch it at all. So that's unchanged. Everybody's still going to be running Vegito. And now more so. You're going to see less 21 and more Vegito. She still gets all of her steals though. And that's the big one. That's what we got to remember. She gets all of her steals. She still gets the gel of Super Dash mix. So like it hurts, but like there's still reason to use her. And they increase the scaling. Okay. So this gives me hope for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta as well. If they increase the scaling for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's punches as well, we're in business. You still explode for getting hit by a medium attack, but they're buffing Ki Blasts. So they're buffing zoning. They're buffing other people's normals. Standing light can now be... This has been a consistent change. I don't know what this means. Increase the distance move during the attack. Okay. So now he can throw out... Crouching heavy attack is speeded up. Oh my goodness. Wall of Light, Divine Order. The grounded version. Okay, the grounded version. That's fine. I mean, these buffs are kind of, I don't know. Wall of Light is probably the best one. And depending on how far he goes with the heavy, Zamasu is going to be playing footsies with you on the ground now. That's hilarious. But yeah, they made Zamasu's grounded neutral better, which is always a good thing to see. Base Goku got the same thing as Super Saiyan Goku. Reduced recovery on the down drop shot. Oh my goodness. It looks like Goku's going to be able to shoot you. After the final Ki Blast, you're going to get a wall bounce, and then you're also going to be able to hit confirm into a Kamehameha because there's more hit stun. Yeah, get a full combo because you can super dash from that Kamehameha. So that's an interesting change that they decided to do. Crouching heavy attack, reduce recovery. Oh, wow. So they made his key blasts do less damage. But like, it's not about the damage. It's about the control of the board. So this is a fine change. It's fine. It got nerfed, but it doesn't really matter. The block stun is still the same on the key blast. The hit stun is still the same on the key blast. The only thing that got reduced was the damage, and nobody cares about that. That's fine. Reduce recovery of energy cutter, though, that means it's going to be even harder. He gets mix-ups even better now. It is better to use in neutral because there's less recovery on it. Overall, good change. I think this is a pretty important buff, and just making him safer on block as well. We got cooler. Standing light now moves him forward. Sped up his buttons are already huge. His stand heavy is even bigger. They increase the startup. So yeah, everybody's going to be flying across the screen these days. It was him. Officer is faster. Death Crasher. I'm assuming this is the beam. So yeah, this is just a change. Everybody that has a beam is going to be able to do this. He has an on the ground hit. They gave him an OTG. Cooler has an OTG. I don't know what you're going to do with that. But yeah, they buffed his beam and they buffed the zoning and his, yeah, cooler buffs. They buffed his normals and they buffed his zoning. Control 17. Reduce recovery. Excel driver heavy, any type cannot be performed behind the opponent before attacking. I don't understand what this means. So you can go behind them and then hit them with an overhead immediately. So he just has better mix-ups off of it. Top gear, low gear, increase the distance moves after attack. Low gear, increase the distance move during the attack. I mean, this is pretty negligible. I guess it's the biggest change, but it's whatever. Jiren, standing attack. This is like a change that we're seeing around everywhere, but we're going to have to wait until the game comes out to actually see what it means. I still don't understand what this means. Standing medium attack, sped up the attack startup. I don't know how far Jiren's goes. But they're not increasing his distance. He just got startup. Yeah, it's just overall buff. Everything he does is faster. Crouching medium, standing medium. His medium goes pretty far. Infinity rush, light is faster. Medium tornado shock. Invincibility, low attacks at the beginning. Okay. So his counter is better. It's frame 1 low invincible. So what's the point? Okay. The light version is the low only. The medium version now also counters low, so there's no point in using, but I mean, it's better. That's not a problem. But like, the whole point of the EX version was that it countered both, but now you can just use the medium version, so he doesn't have to spend as much meter on it. Reduce recovery for standing heavy, crouching heavy, sped it up so you can connect with it faster. Adjust this combination. I don't even know what this is. Somersault kick. Special moves and super dash cannot be performed after the attack. Increase the damage. This is Frankensteiner. This is the throw. Adjust the location when spawned in the corner. Interesting. I gotta see what that means. Rainbow added invincibility to jump attacks at the beginning. Okay, she can use special moves out of it. So her reward just got better on it, because now she can use like Rising Eagle, or she can use Frankensteiner or something like that. She goes further. She's going to be able to use this out of this. Yeah, that's cool. She can use, so her reward just got better from hitting all of these. As far as I know right now, she doesn't get anything. She only gets like a fully prepared tricky setups with certain assists, especially due to it being plus. It's very hard. If she hits it, she gets a special move or something like that, or a super dash. And from super dash, if you haven't seen Vidal's combo, she gets so much off of everything. So she might be able to get a re-jump or something like that, being so low to the ground, and then maybe even go to full combo. So this change has a lot of potential. The heavy Frankensteiner, the heavy command grab in the corner is going to be better, it's looking like. And then Rainbow Storm. I don't even know what Rainbow Storm is. Rainbow Storm, added invincibility. Ooh. Because she gets a combo from it, so she might nuke you. If you super dash at Vidal, she can nuke you. Yeah, that's really cool. So yeah, now this has a use. It's invincible. GT. So we have Kamehameha. This is the same change that's been going across the board. Super dash is now performed at the later halves of the mid-air version, so that's good. You'll be able to get more reward from it. Adjusted movement position, increase the distance the projectile travels. Adjusted blowback on hit. Increase the block stun. Uh-oh. They're bringing GTA back? They're bringing it back? How fast is it right now? It's 40 frames? So the startup wasn't touched. It's still 40 frames startup, but they increased the block stun. The block stun was the issue. So now if this is, bro, if they make it 30, GT's back. If they make it 30, his assist is back. If it's like 25, I think it'll be 30 if you get blocked in the air. If it's blocked in the air, it'll be back. It might be up to 30 or something like that if they make it 25. It depends on how plus they make it. They got to be careful with this change, but it's already been nerfed. It's still 40 frame startup. It should be fine. Janemba buffs. Increase the distance, move during the attack, sped up the attack startup, crouching attack, sped up the attack startup. That's crazy. It's already 0 on block and they made it faster. What is Janemba? Is it, if it's not a 6 frame normal, it's a 6 frame normal now. 6 frames. That mug is 6 frames, 0 on block. My goodness. Standing heavy, sped it up. Crouching heavy, adjusted the distance move during the attack. Oh, wow. Because right now he's just grounded. When he whiffs the 2H, he doesn't go anywhere, so it's kind of hard to use. If he makes him move forward at all, reduce the recovery of light Hell's Gate and medium's Hell's Gate. That's good. It's really hard to use this right now because of just how slow it is. I think the, yeah, it's like 50 frame recovery is too much. And the startup is too high. The recovery is too high. It's so hard to justify using it in neutral, but the recovery is a good step in the right direction. Gogeta, they didn't touch crouching medium attack. They increased the active frames, so they buffed them. So instead of the kick, you can cancel into a super dash. If one of his allies is down, he'll now perform God Punisher. Oh, that's dope. So he gets a level 2 if his, yeah, I like that change. That's a cool change. He gets access to his other super if a character's down. Super Broly, let's see what they got. They didn't talk about C assist at all, so the cooldown is still going to be the same for them. Standing unique attack, sped up to startup. Thank you. That's a good change. His Ki Blast is very slow. Headbutt, I don't know none of his moves. I need to find him. Where are you at? Oh, okay. 6H. Increase the distance. Now can be canceled into a standing unique attack or a crouching unique attack and a Z combo. More options. That's on hit though. Gigantic Fury. What is that? What's Gigantic Fury? Raging Quake. Gigantic Fury. Attack startup, that's the big one. 24 frames, it's going to be faster on EX. This thing is officially unreactable, and that is huge for Broly because it is a heavy attack starter. You're going to explode when he grabs you. He has something that's threatening you, especially because they didn't touch his frame data. So they want him to be unsafe. They want you to try mashing on him. So if he hits you, he kills you, and then now he can throw you. So your opponent has a reason to be antsy to get hit by Broly now. This is going to complete his game plan. Startup is now faster when an opponent is grounded and in hit stun. This is the biggest change for him. I actually think this one change could probably put him up in tiers. No lie. I think this one change can bring him up a tier. Gigantic Roar. What is Gigantic Roar? Increase power after the attack. Gigantic Roar. Good. Now instead of most likely dead, you are dead. So it's a 5% boost. Because 21 is in the game and hers is 21%, it makes no sense for his to only be a 5% boost. I think they're going to double it. It's going to be at least 10%. That's my guess. When an ally is down, he'll do Gigantic Impact instead of his normal super. That's a good change. So just like Gogeta, if you have a level 2, you'll be able to use it if your opponent is down. Just like Hit and all of them, I think that's a good change. He's going to go up a tier. This combined with this, now there are multiple level 3s in the game and you have reasons for picking different ones. 21s gives you stills. It doesn't give you a mix-up, but it gives you stills. Vegito's gives you a mix-up, a left-right. Broly is going to give you a 10% boost. I'm guessing around a 10% boost. And on top of that, his hit throw is dangerous now. He's going to kill you on either one. You don't want to be close to him. And his zoning is better. This is a good character now. He only needed like 1-2 changes to be a top, to be a top character. Straight up, he'd be really, really good. And now I think he got that change. This is what he needed. Just his command grab, honestly. And they also buffed his zoning. That's godlike. He's good. Crouching heavy attack can now change. So she can move further. The super dash change. Reduce recovery of the medium. Oh my goodness. Reduce recovery of the... This is the cross up. So she's faster. And she can zone you better. And she can anti-air you better. So just normal changes for Kefla. Some quality of life stuff. Ultra Instinct Goku. Shining Soul. I don't know none of your names, man. Special moves. Got lead display. Oh, okay. Reduce recovery. Except on hit. People normally cancel from it anyway, so I mean, I guess it's better to use in neutral. I can't really see you using this in neutral like that though. Atomic Fist, increase the distance move during the attack, okay. Kamehameha, you can cancel it like everyone else. Fixed an error that caused the damage dealt by the aerial version. Okay, this is a bug fix. I didn't even know that was a bug. Master Roshi. UI is pretty unchanged. That beam change is going to be different depending on for everybody. It's going to be everyone's going to have implications based on this. Zoning is stronger in the game now. Zoning is stronger. Zoning has more rewards, which is good because they're buffing everybody's grounded attacks. So the power level of the game has gone up. Standing heavy attack sped up to startup. Jumping down heavy. This is down heavy in air. I don't know Roshi's down heavy in air. So it's more consistent on combos like after your smash hit. Sometimes you wouldn't be able to get like your 2M. Sometimes you would need to like cut it out. So you should be able to get it all the time now. Masterful leap can be done out of it. Increase uptech time. Increase the time before the wall bounce. Okay, so this is all just so he can actually leap at you and get something off of it. Wise Warrior. Okay, reduce recovery on whiff. They made his lariat better. Jumping his splits. Oh, wow. Okay. They gave it, I mean, so they made it an anti-air too? It already beats lows and now it's also an anti-air? That's weird, but I mean, hey, it's something. Special moves can now be performed when the attack lands. I gotta see how that, like, just a wall bounce when the projectile lands moving directly towards the side. So the normal beam, they buffed the normal beam version of the reverse beam. Blow back when the projectile hits. Moving diagonally, increased the combo ability. So they buffed his zoning, and they buffed his lariat, and they buffed his anti-airs. Super Baby 2, reduce recovery of the heavy attack. This is such a weird change for me. It's just a better neutral button, second attack. The blast of the second hit no longer lands. Is the second hit when it returns? No. The blast of the second hit will no longer hit a crouching opponent. Increase the hit stop time, 1 hit for the return blast. Cool. Increase the untechable time of the return blast. So they just made the return blast better. It's easier to combo off of. Jumping unique attack. Interesting. You can change the trajectory by holding up. I gotta see what that looks like. So it's probably, I can't really guess on this, but my initial thoughts is, okay, the one goes grounded, it catches everything on the ground, and now you'll probably be able to attack a more aggressive angle. Another reason to super dash that baby, another reason for him to kill you for super dashing at him. Adjusted blowback on hit during camera effect. The blowback's kind of weird on the camera effect, so I mean, maybe he'll be able to get something more consistent now. On a flash, the beam change. This is basically a system change. They're doing it for everyone. Reduce the recovery of the grounded version, that's fine. And they only buffed the A assist. No longer hit crouching opponent, and they buffed it. Okay. Standing heavy attack, increase the knockback on block, so it's harder to punish him. Crouching heavy, distance, move can now be changed with a back input. Knockback can now be changed with the back input. Okay. And then sped up the ground version of the medium version. So they made the medium version better to use. Yeah, he didn't touch him. They buffed him. I don't know what this is. This could be a buff or a nerf. You have to see on this one. This is a change. But yeah, the grounded version, the medium version, it was like least used, but now there's more of a reason to use it. You're not spinning meter. You can gain meter right away. I'm not gonna lie, watching Gogeta play, when he whips it, he whips it. And it's hard to punish him when he whips it, but like, it's more of the threat of the move than the move itself. So that's been buffed, and I guess we're really supposed to try and prey on that. So I would give it time. Let's see how the game has changed before everybody starts, you know, taking up your pitchforks and torches. We finally arrived to the woman of the hour. Reduce the block stun. It's probably going to be negative on block. I honestly like the idea of most lariats being negative on block because the threat of it is so strong. At the same time, if it was too negative, people wouldn't want to use it. It's a tough line to draw, you know? You got to make it usable, but you also have to make it not too strong. It looks like she was already safe on block before. It looks like she's just straight up gonna be punishable. I'm kind of tripping on this though. They increased the damage scaling for this. They also increased the damage scaling for Vegito, but they didn't increase the damage scaling for Gogeta, and I think that's because Gogeta 21 and Vegito have zoning options. He doesn't, so maybe that's why they're like, he can keep it. That's all I can think of. They increased the damage scaling for the heavy slicers, both of them, but they didn't talk about the whole hitting you cross up and all that stuff, so maybe all that will stay. Reduce the damage, increase the scaling, reduce the startup. What's swipe? Is swipe the beam? Swipe, yeah. The beam, look, they slowed down the startup. Okay, because it's like 14 frame startup. Got it. They slowed the startup. This makes sense. More in line with other characters' special moves. They're trying to make this move more fair. Total detonation. What is total detonation? Increase the recovery, so you're not going to be able to do multiple of them anymore. Reduce the damage. Increase the damage scaling. I don't think that matters as much. Will no longer grab the opponent while they're in hit stun. Looks like the startup is still the same, so it's still 21 frame startup, and she still has 6 lows. So blocking her is really scary. You don't want to block her, but they delayed the invincibility so you can jab her. But fuzzy mashing with 21 is basically not an option. You don't want to do that. She has 6 lows.
We're never done learning. It's never over.